Hey, it's your pal Mike from Grab a Stack of Rock, and I thought I would just throw together another video, sort of a mixtape of past stuff that you've never seen before, and a little bit of new stuff too. But the reason being is that Harrison is still taking a health break, a well-deserved health break, and we are not ready to resume 50 Years of Iron Maiden yet. So we'd still like to bring you some episodes this summer, and this is one of them. So please enjoy this special Grab a Stack of Rock mixtape. These videos predate Grab a Stack of Rock and go all the way back in some cases to the 1990s. So let's have a look at some videos from the past. Enjoy this special episode of Grab a Stack of Rock.
Friday night, we're off to the races.
Clearly, I was not a videographer yet. We just rented a video camera for one day in 1990 for my sister's graduation, and I was alone with the camera all by myself at home one day and didn't want to waste the time, so I shot some video. My very first animation with the scissors, and I'm really glad we got that footage of the dog because obviously she's no longer with us and that's kind of valuable to us now. But that's just a sampling of what I shot that day in 1990. Up next, though, is something that you may have seen before. This was shot in 1989 through 1990, and this was a music video that my friend Bob Shipper and I did for Nothing But a Good Time by Poison. We did this in 89-90 for a local high school video awards called the Charlie Awards. We did not win, but we did the best from our school. We decided to make a music video for obvious reasons. We loved music, but it was the challenge of the sync with the audio that made it really difficult. And it was really the only reason why we didn't win, is that cassettes, it all depended on the motor, it all depended on the batteries, it all depended on everything. So we used a master track of audio that was run off of Bob Shipper's car. We'd park the car, crank up the stereo, and we'd play air guitar, and we would use that cassette as the master audio. And then when we started overdubbing clean audio from the cassette, from a actual tape deck into the VHS, it ran at a different speed. So we really struggled with the audio sync. We had already finished editing the entire video when we ran into this audio sync issue, and we ran out of time with the editing suite. We only had the editing suite for, I think, 1 week, maybe 2 tops, and we had to stay at school overtime every day for that week or 2 in order to edit this video and get it finished. So, for your enjoyment, from 1989 and 1990, this is Nothing But a Good Time by Poison, as airbanded by Bob Shipper and myself. The drummer was a guy by the name of Dave Kidd. He was a bit of a burnout, and he kind of disappeared in 1990-91. But he was available. Nothing but a good time. Enjoy.
Hey, you better get a move on. The bus is Rob, that's it. I walk in here one more time, I hear that music playing, you're finished. You got it? I asked you to clean the equipment, not play with it. You're out.
That really was a good time. That was one of the most fun years in high school, and the fact that we got to make a music video as part of school was just icing on the cake. This next clip goes back to 2012 when I started my blog, MikeLadano.com. I thought I should have some kind of intro video. That seems to be sort of a running theme with me in videos. But this is a little tune that my sister composed, the LeBrain theme song. And this was my intro video for my blog way back in 2012. It's a little cringe now, but have a look.
LeBrain. LeBrain. Damn you, LeBrain! The king of the 4 o'clock foreplay.
So that goes back to when I was using the nickname LeBrain, which I don't want to rehash, but it was a radio thing from winning so many contests. I never quite liked the LeBrain nickname. It's spelled L-E-B, but my name is spelled with an L-A, and nobody really remembers that radio contest anymore. That was Craig Fee from 107.5 Dave FM doing the voiceover. We were really good friends for a while, and then he just kind of disappeared off the face of the earth. I won't get into that. Up next, enjoy this clip.
Here comes LeBrain again, filling up our head with useless shit, filling up our head with musical nonsense. He wants to walk with Kip Winger. He wants to talk with Paul Stanley. He wants to dive into Billy Ocean and suck off Tommy Lee. So Mikey, talk to me like DJs do. Rock with me like posers do. Talk to me like know-it-alls do.
Hey, it's LeBrain, your shaggy LeBrain. And I want to share with you a story today that's actually more of an audio story. Back when I worked at my second record store, but the first record store that I managed, there was the boss had an office in the back. It had one of those little mirrored windows so he could see into the store, but nobody from the store could see into his office. So nobody really knew he was back there except by sound. And sometimes he would be sneezing back there. People could hear that there's somebody back there. But the most entertaining sound was his, what do I call this? Maybe a howl of frustration. Let's call it that. I'd be working away, and I'd hear in the back room, I'd just hear, ah! Do you want to hear that again? Ah! You know, different variations, different notes maybe. I'm sitting there working away, helping customers. All of a sudden you hear, ah! From the back room. Just tell customers, hey, yeah, it's just the boss. He's just doing paperwork. Anyway, that's my story. Let's call this story Cry for Help. Oh! Okay, I think we're good. You look like fish.
I look like fish.
Do an accent. Hey, Meat, who's your favorite lyricist in rock?
Derek William Dick.
What's your favorite lyric?
Don't give me your problems!
That's perfect. Hello. No.
I am Optimus Prime. I am Optimus Prime. I am Optimus Prime. I am Optimus Prime.
Well, no, it's just me, just LeBrain. Anyway, obviously, I have a lot of stuff. I'm a collector, and that extends into music as well.
MichaelDano.com.
Ward 1, Along the Way, by Black Sabbath drummer Bill Ward.
I got this one today.
Extraordinary.
What exactly bugs you so much when someone just flat out says Kiss sucks?
Well, it's kind of a stupid thing to say that Kiss sucks because, they've been around for 40-odd years, lots of hits that everybody knows. They can't suck that much.
Yeah, but there's lots of hits that Nickelback knows.
Why can't the number of songs...
Welcome back. No.
Let's give it up to these instead.
That was intentional.
I meant to do that.
Hope you're enjoying these clips so far. There's kind of a random smorgasbord. The next clip I'm going to show you is a trip to Sonic Boom that I did in Toronto when my wife was sick in the hospital. That wasn't any fun, but the trip to Sonic Boom was the silver lining on a very dark cloud. So let's have a look. I don't remember what I bought on this particular trip, so this is a trip down memory lane for me too. Let's have a look. Sonic Boom in Toronto.
LeBrain.
Hey, it's LeBrain, and it is Saturday, January the 31st, 2015. Just got back from Toronto a short while ago where I was visiting Mrs. LeBrain, and where I went shopping again at Sonic Boom on Spadina. I'm not going to make one of those big Mike and Aaron go to Toronto type videos for this one. I'm just going to do a quick and dirty video and show you what I got because I'm just really tired. And yeah, but I did score some cool stuff. So, quick and dirty video. Here we go. Alright, here we go. The Sonic Boom bag of goodness. And inside the Sonic Boom bag of goodness. First up, this is a CD that came highly recommended to me by Mr. Joe Bignose, where I used to work. Captain Beefheart, Spotlight Kid, Clear Spot, double on one disc. It's supposed to be Beefheart's best, according to Mr. Bignose. This is a Steve Earle double live that I've been missing for a while. Steve Earle, just an American boy. Yeah, I don't really know too much about it, but it's got a lot of great tunes on it. 2 discs for $15, sure. What the hell? For $3, I had to take a chance on this. I don't follow Duff McKagan's career that much. I have his solo album, Believe in Me. I didn't really follow too many of his side projects. Neurotic Outsiders I like. I know nothing about Loaded. But for $3, what the hell? Desert Sessions. I finally have a Desert Sessions CD. Josh Homme. This is 9 and 10. So the cover, there's the receipt. There's the cover for 10. Desert Sessions 10. I Heart Disco. Desert Sessions 9. I See You Hearin' Me. Yeah, that's kind of a weird title. I See You Hearin' Me. Okay. Anyway, there it is. Desert Sessions 9 and 10 for $8. Good deal. And lastly, Deep Purple. This is a new CD not used. The Copenhagen 1972 from the current Deep Purple Overseas Live series. I'm still missing one. I think it's like Denmark or something, but it's really expensive. It's 3 discs. I have 2 others, which is the Graz 1975 that I recently reviewed, and Paris 1975. So I'm missing that Denmark one or whatever it is.
But if you look on the spines, you can see how they're all going to line up and make a big Deep Purple logo, which is kind of cool. There's going to be 10 albums in this series. When they first announced the series, they said that all 10 were going to come out in 1 year. That did not happen, obviously. There are 4 out that I know of now. This one's a double. So this is Copenhagen 72. And $17 for the new CD. Sure, why not? Yeah, so that's my Sonic Boom scores. Sonic Boom, 215 Spadina Ave. There's the digits right there. You can call them up yourself. They're an awesome store. I'm a big fan of Sonic Boom. So is Aaron. It was weird going without him, but hey, any chance to rock and buy some discs? Yeah, no problem. So this has been LeBrain. Thanks for checking in. Cheers.
Remember this thing, the Despicable Me fart blaster gun? Got this for Christmas one year, and I made a video with Jen's mom. Jen's beloved mom, who was always such a good sport on this show. Let's check out that video.
I'd like to show you a gift that was given to me by my mother. It's my Despicable Me fart gun. Now, I've never seen the movie Despicable Me. I've heard it's quite funny. I've been told I will like it. And I think I will, because any movie that has a fart blaster, I have no problems with. Now, it's not much of a package here. I'm not going to keep it. I'm just going to... It's the gun that counts. Now, the cool thing about this fart gun is that you can actually kind of use it as a fart bomb. What you do is you prime it by pulling the trigger and holding it until you see the light flash. Then you plant it. 30 seconds later, it's going to go off. So the idea is that you plant the weapon near an unsuspecting victim and let it rip. What you're eating?
Oh, it's a
I don't actually care.
it's a mystery, a Norwegian murder mystery. Michael. Oh God, Michael.
So that's it for me and my Despicable Me fart gun. Thanks for visiting. Hope you see you again sometime.
Yeah, I did that. Let's move on to something a little bit more pleasant, shall we? Let's go to cottage country. Back when I first started blogging, I thought I would make some videos about the cottage, which is now known as Grab a Stack of Rock Summer HQ. But it was way different 12, 14 years ago. The water levels were a lot lower, and you'll see the difference compared to some of my newer videos today. Let's have a look at the cottage 12, 14 years ago with new music overdubbed. Check it out.
Okay, does anyone here own a snake? Anyone? Well, this is a song about owning a snake. hero. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That's how it goes when you kiss the serpent's nose. This goes to show that you should stick to your own. Step aside or feel the wrath of a sacred and a wrath of blast crown. Yeah, that's how it goes when you kiss the serpent's nose. It just goes to show that you should step hero.
And that was Max the Axe, Scales of Justice, live in Ontario, live at the farm. Max put his email and phone number right on the front cover of the CD. So if you'd like to order one, just call, literally just call the number on your screen. You know, funny thing here is that Max originally wanted to put me as his like manager / contact on this album. I wonder if my phone number would have been on the front cover. I asked him not to do that. I said, I'm not your manager. At the same time, he did use one track of mine that I recorded on this album. Bonus track number 12 from Cell Phone, live at the Boathouse, December 18th, 2018, Victoria Park, Kitchener, Ontario. Yeah, so that's my video that I recorded. It's on my YouTube. But he didn't put any credit there for me recording it. I asked him not to put me down as his manager, so he didn't put me down for anything, even the song I recorded. Oh well, love you, Max. Why not? Dare I say, why not? Let's see that video. Let's see Randy, live at the Boathouse, December 2018, as recorded by yours truly. Give it a watch.
This is a rare occasion. You're about to get blasted by one band from this city. No, not this city. Kitchener, wherever the hell. Close to me anyway. Max the believe, and I just realized this now on stage, I might be the only song Max has ever written that doesn't have a guitar solo.
My only regret about that video is not recording the whole show. If I had enough power on my phone, I could have done it if I'd brought a cable, but I didn't know it was going to turn out so good. If I had recorded the whole show, we'd have the whole thing on video and maybe even a live album. If that track from a simple cell phone was good enough to go on a live album, then maybe the whole show could have been. Oh well. Regrets. Randy by Maxi Axe. Hope you enjoyed. Yeah, it's not always paradise at Summer HQ. Some people can be inconsiderate with the noise.
Somebody is fucking snoring. Wow. That would be LeBrain. LeBrain, you snoring crazy.
Hey, LeBrain. Hey, Seb. There's a pocket on the side of your hat. What is the pocket for?
It's a finger warmer for when you're very, very cold, but only in the tip of your finger.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I can't think of anything funnier than that. Wait a second, let me check to see what's in there. Hang on.
Oh. That's good, that's good.
Party on the farm! Okay, fuckers, I ain't gonna shut up until you all get up here, so you better get up here.
Getting closer to the end here, I have a few more pre-grab a stack of rock clips to show you. This first one is from 1989, 1990 again. VHS days. This one was by Rob Daniels from Visions and Sound, and of course, Grab a Stack of Rock alumni too. Found this one in my video collection, starring Bob Shipper. This is a public service announcement against drinking and driving called One More for the Road that Rob did. I don't know if it ever aired on TV, but it features some music by Bon Jovi and Phil Collins.
Well, hey, why don't you stay for another beer?
No way, man. Got a little dizzy from last night.
Ah, oh well. Well, do you want to ride?
No, I think I'm gonna get some fresh air.
Yeah?
What are you gonna be doing?
Well, I'm going to finish this beer and maybe even have a couple of more. I'm still in the partying mood.
All right, see you later.
See you later.
Boy, he sure did get smashed last night. This is ridiculous. I could be driving him home. He's in no condition to drive.
We recently had author James Neeson on the show, Mental Health for Metalheads, and he reminded me that back in the 2012-2014 range, we were looking at doing a podcast, and he was gathering all kinds of content from different bloggers, and I was one. We did a bit called Top 5 Reasons Why I Love Kiss. Unfortunately, his podcast never happened, but I still have the video clip. Let's show it to you now. This was going to be for James Neeson's podcast.
Hey, it's LeBrain from MikeLadano.com. I've been asked to contribute a segment on why I love Kiss, so I thought I'd give you the top 5 reasons why I love Kiss. Reason number 5, the image. Okay, we can't deny it. Everybody that is a Kiss fan at some point was enticed by the image. The makeup, the fire, the costumes. The platform boots, the guitars that are shaped like axes. What's not cool about all that stuff? Gotta admit, I still dig it. I was really happy with the last 2 albums, Sonic Boom and Monster. Kiss, for the first time in years, actually started using brand new costume designs, and that was really cool for me. Reason number 4 is musicianship. A lot of the cynics will say, oh, Peter Criss sucks, or Ace Frehley blows, or Tommy Thayer is just a clone guitar player. The truth is that they're ignoring the talents of people like Bruce Kulick and Vinnie Vincent, who were excellent musicians, and those albums are the record of what those guys brought to Kiss. There was a point in the 80s and 90s as well where Kiss were one of the best bands for musicianship, particularly the lead guitar players and drummers. They were excellent musicians, and I am attracted to that. Reason number 3 is diversity. I've always liked bands that have a wide span of styles within their catalog of albums. Alice Cooper's another great example of a band like that. Kiss have done, obviously, disco. They've done sort of like a more classic rock and roll kind of sound on the first 3 albums. Then they progressed to something a little bit more elaborate and orchestral on Destroyer. Love Gun was almost like sheer, just brutality, heavy metal rock. Creatures of the Night had its own twists and turns. And on we go. They've done everything that a hard rock band like Kiss has done. You know, they've even done the album with the live symphony orchestra. And that's cool. Reason number 2, songs. Kiss have good songs. Whether you like it or not, you can't argue that a song like Detroit Rock City is a great rock song. Rock and Roll All Night is a great rock song. They've done great ballads. Hard Luck Woman. Kiss are good songwriters. Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley started as songwriters primarily. That's what they wanted to be. They admired the do-it-yourself ways of the Beatles, who, after a little while, started loading their albums with nothing but originals. Kiss wanted to be like that. They wanted to be Townsend and Daltrey. They wanted to be Jagger and Richards. They wanted to give the world their own rock songs because they knew that original rock songs were what was going to make them famous and last, not just some cover version of something. Kiss had the chops for songwriting. That's reason number 2, because without the songs, you got nothing. Finally, reason number 1 why I love Kiss. Because Kiss remind me of a time where I used to rock and roll all night and party every day. Yeah, nostalgia, let's admit it. Thinking back to those good times where you didn't have to worry about work, you didn't have to worry about paying the bills. When I first discovered the band, that's where my strongest memories come from. And listening to an album like Love Gun or Rock and Roll Over does bring me back to a time that I can remember being almost like the golden years. So let's admit it. Let's give credit where credit's due. Nostalgia is a huge reason why I love Kiss, and that's why I put nostalgia at number 1. Rock and roll!
Final clip here to show you. This goes back to 2012. I'm not sure what I want to say here. When I first started my blog in 2012, michaeladano.com, I knew that it would enable me to interview some rock stars that I liked. And the first one that I approached was Brian Vollmer from Helix, and we did a phone interview. I wasn't really happy with the results. I haven't listened to this phone interview since 2012, so we'll see what I liked and what I didn't like about it. One thing that I didn't like about it was, of course, this is a hobby of mine. I work full-time. And when I set up the interview with Brian, he called a day early while I was at work. And I was like, why would you do that? Like, we set up a time. Why would you call a day early? And why do you think that I'm at home? You know, I'm not a rock star like you. I have a job. Anyway, 2012, this is my interview with Brian Vollmer from Helix. I haven't heard this since then. Let's have a listen and check it out.
Let's start talking about your new single. All I Want for Christmas is the Leafs to win the Cup.
Well, I was actually just writing with talking with my co-writer in that song, Sean Kelly. Sean's from North Bay, and he told me that we're getting airplay up in North Bay on that song.
Oh, great.
But all across Canada, we're up over 5,000 hits now, and we're hoping that the video goes viral.
I think it will. But what was the...
early in the season yet, and
yeah.
There might not even be an NHL season this year, so...
Hang on to it for a re-release next year.
What the song is, I think, every year until they win the Cup, it's going to get lots of airplay, right?
Oh, absolutely, no doubt. Now, can I ask you, what inspired a vinyl release? Because you guys haven't done vinyl in over 20 years.
Well, I had initially wanted to do vinyl on the Christmas album, but when we wrote this song, I thought that we'd do vinyl because it's a collector's item. It's kind of a novelty type of thing. And I think that it'll appeal to not only Helix fans, but to Toronto Maple Leaf fans.
Yeah, absolutely it will. My wife is
They might buy the vinyl just to have, in the rec room up in the bar or something like that. We sell for $19.99, so it makes great stocking stuffer for people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, that's why I went with vinyl, and we did it on green vinyl too, to fit in with the season somewhat. And when we go through that pressing, we'll probably change colors.
Ooh, so I might have to buy it twice.
Or maybe might have to buy it 20 times.
Hey, that's fine with me. And you've got some Christmas gigs coming up, I guess.
Yes, we have. We just added another one this week in Cornwall. We have 7 dates, mostly through Masonic temples, legions, moose halls, through Southern Ontario. It's a multimedia show. We're taking out screens, so there's some video segues between songs. Other times there's still pictures with a Christmas theme up on the screen. Other times some of the cameras that are placed strategically around stage are broadcasting whatever member might be doing a solo or the band playing the song.
Oh, cool.
So we have that dimension to the show as well.
And you're continuing on in November in the new year with more dates too.
Yes, we're playing out in Alberta, in Calgary at the Deerfoot Casino, in Edmonton at the Century Casino, and there'll probably be another date in there as well. And we have 2 more dates with Brent at the end of this month. One's at the Rock Pile in Toronto, the other is at the Masonic Temple in Stratford. That's a multimedia show as well. Tickets are going fast for that one. I think a lot of people want to go out and see Brent.
Yeah.
Before he goes, Brent's been in the band since about 1975. No hard feelings with him leaving at all. He just wants to pursue video production, and in fact, Brent will still be involved on a creative level with the band, helping us do our videos.
Oh, that's great. I'm glad that he's continuing to do well. Now, have you?
I tell everyone that Brent, when he initially came back to the fold, was only going to be here for 6 months. Then he ended up staying 3.5 years.
Yeah.
He definitely was better than his word and stayed for a long time. So I'm really grateful to him for that. So.
Now you've already got a replacement lined up, have you?
His name's John Claus. He plays piano and guitar. He sings, so he's a great addition to the band. Nice guy, great personality. Whenever we hire new people in the band, we don't want any ego trips.
Yeah.
So to get someone that has a nice personality and just a good human being is a nice thing to have.
Now you mentioned he plays piano as well.
Yes,
is that going to come into play?
Oh, excuse me?
Will that come into play, say, future albums and shows?
For sure, on the show end of things, we're probably going to play Dream On, just me and him and piano, and in the Christmas show, we're doing Hallelujah.
Oh, right on. That's cool.
Geez, as you can see, the doorbell's ringing.
Well, I've been to Planet Helix before, and I remember it being sort of like a tsunami of activity.
Yeah.
You guys run the business yourselves, right?
We do. We're a mom and pop operation, essentially. We take care of the merchandise. Everything is in-house. Linda, my wife, helps me extensively with everything I do, whether it be sending out product or helping to put together tours. Morally supporting me and the things I do.
You guys have almost been pioneers with getting out there on the internet and selling stuff.
Well, the band started back in 1974 on the circuit, and we released our first album in 1978, and we did it all on our own money, so we were probably one of the first indie bands in the world.
Yeah, that's true.
Release our own album. We've just continued doing that today. I think that transition period you were talking about was when I was just learning how to put it all together, though. When we were with Capitol Records and EMI, it wasn't up to me to, say, set up studio time, negotiate a studio price, hire studio musicians, do the mastering, all the other things that are entailed with putting together an album. I had to do it all myself. So it was a real learning experience. And so that time period you're talking about, 1995 to about 2004, was essentially feeling my way back into the studio and learning how to do all those things and to get a team of quality people around me. I write with Sean nowadays. He's a great writer, nice person to work with. Aaron Murray is my producer. He studied from Danny Broadbeck, who won a Juno for engineering, and Danny studied with Jack Richardson, who, as you know, produced Alice Cooper and the Guess Who and all sorts of people. So I have a lot of really good talent in there now when I'm doing an album. And Mo Berg sometimes comes in to write with Sean and I. Mo's from Pursuit of Happiness.
Yeah.
Has a long history of writing hit songs. So.
Incidentally, who wrote the new song?
It was myself and Sean Kelly. And ironically, we had been trying to write a Leaf song for a couple of years, and we had the working title of I'm Bleeding Blue and White Tonight. And we never quite got the song together, and then we did a writing session where we were finishing off Axe to Grind, which is also on the anthology album.
Yeah.
And right at the very end, I was all packed up, and I was actually waiting to go downtown to a restaurant and meet the singer from Who's Army, the winner of the Cover Me Canada show.
Right, yeah.
And I didn't want to go down too early and just sit around at the restaurant, so we started fooling around. All of a sudden, within a couple of minutes, we wrote All I Want for Christmas is the Leafs to Win the Cup. And the song was recorded within 2 weeks.
Oh, fantastic. That's pretty good turnaround time.
It is, and the video was done right after that.
And that's going to be on the new, you mentioned the anthology, and I guess that's been in the works for a while.
1983 to 2012.
You've got plenty of product that you're going to be promoting out on tour this year. But one thing I wanted to mention, I don't know if you're thinking this far ahead, but 2014, that's going to be the 40th anniversary.
Yeah, I don't know.
No?
Well, I think it is, yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, you guys did such an amazing 30th DVD and gig and all that stuff. I mean, it seems like... Just wondering if you were thinking in that direction yet.
It'll depend when we get there, what other projects I got on my plate. Yeah, I'm not really a big reminiscing type of guy. It might seem like that at times when I go back in our catalog and things like that. But, we try to be forward-thinking in the band and think of the new project, studio project. Those are the things that really excite me. Not that I'm against getting everybody back together, but, after you do it a couple times, it gets a little bit routine.
I think one of the great things about Helix is that you guys have always moved forward with new product, new music, at the same time as re-releasing things like live albums and whatnot. And I think that you guys are a great example of a band that have always sort of plowed forward.
And that's why in this Best Of album, I included different songs. There's been Best Of albums before. There was Deep Cuts that was put out by Razor and Tie in New York City, and the Unplugged album, which was really a Best Of, and 60 Minutes With that EMI had out, and 30 Years With, and all this stuff, right? But the Best Of album I just put out is a lot of tracks that you wouldn't normally hear on one of those albums by Helix. Stuff like Animal Inside off the Vagabond Bones album, Get Up and Fill Your Head with Rock from the Get Up album, or from the Power Rock and Roll record. Just different songs like that. So I think for the fan, it's going to be a good album to pick up.
For sure, especially because sometimes just walking into a store, it can be hard to find all of those records. But you sell everything on your website, and is everything from your catalog available currently, or is there certain things that are out of print?
There's some things that have run out. I don't think you can get the When Pigs Fly album anymore. The Never Trust Anyone Over 30 album, I think, is out of print. A lot of them sold out, and then I just leave and go at that.
Right.
Only a few out there, so the collector's items.
Well, I certainly wish you all the best with the new CD and the new single and the new video, which I'll definitely be posting all of that and all the information where folks can go and buy it. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your obviously busy day. Is there anything else you'd like to say to the fans before we go?
No, just that we're coming out with the Heavy Mental Christmas show, and that's myself, Daryl and Fritz from Helix, and John now in Helix, and also Sarah Smith. Sarah Smith is a great London artist. She's got 2 CDs out now under her belt, and she's a great addition to this show. Just smiling, very talented person. So
she's on stage with you guys?
And she's on with us instead of Caleb. Caleb really didn't want to do Christmas songs. When I initially we were going to go with one guitar player, and then I thought of Sarah, and I thought, I think I'd like to have her in my Christmas show, and it was a really good decision. I think I always walk out of our Christmas practices with a big smile on my face. Love playing the material, and it's really fun with this group of people that do these songs. I wouldn't want somebody to do any of my projects that wasn't totally into it. Just,
Yeah. But it sounds like you've got an absolutely great Christmas series of shows lined up, so we'll be coming out to see you guys.
The labor of love. We've been working on this show for over a year now.
Really?
Setting up the website and the tickets and the halls and putting together the show and learning the songs and getting the multimedia involved and everything that's entailed with this. So it's been a huge undertaking, but like I said, a labor of love.
Well, I'm looking forward to coming out and seeing it then.
Okay, great.
Well, you take care, Brian. Thank you very much for your call.
You're welcome. Talk to you on the flip side.
Okay, I kind of remember why I wasn't happy with the interview, but I cut out the parts I wasn't happy with, so they weren't there. But I remember talking to Brian about his studio album comeback in 2004 with Rockin' in My Outer Space. It had been the first studio album since 1993's Business Doing Pleasure. And I mentioned that Helix hadn't put out a lot of albums in between. And he goes, well, I got to disagree with you there because we did the best of, and then we did another best of, and then we did Live in Buffalo, and then we did another best of, and then we did another best of. And I was like, don't think he understands what I mean. But then I realized later on that Brian Vollmer really considers, when he puts out a best of with 2 new songs, he really does kind of consider that the new Helix album. So we kind of disagree on that, and it seems to kind of driven a wedge between us. Brian seems to not like my reviews of albums because I tend to call them out as what they are, which is a compilation or what have you. Neither here nor there. I did promise you some new content, so let's go out with my vintage battle jacket. Key Largo, size 42. Don't remember anything about this company. I was given this jacket when I was in high school. Yeah, I would say probably 1988, and then I started adding patches to it immediately because that's what you did. And first and foremost, of course, is the Canadian flag. I always like a nice prominent Canadian flag. I always like to fly the maple leaf on my clothes. Very proud Canadian here. So the maple leaf first and foremost. And beneath that, some Canada flag pins. I don't know where these came from, but they're very nice. And an Ontario pin. And then next to that, 25th anniversary of my high school, Grand River Collegiate Institute. It was 1991. When I got this pin, and I put it on my jacket, 25th anniversary, 1991, 35 years ago. Very nice. And then this one here, Ace Frehley. That was a gift from my sister, Dr. Catherine, and I think probably a birthday gift. I sewed all these on myself. I only wanted one Kiss member on my jacket. It had to be Ace. He was my favorite back then. Ace is back, and he told you so. Looks a lot better in person than it does on the jacket, but I always liked the way that looked. Beneath that, a gift from probably, I'm guessing, Bob Shipper with the Wasted Years patch. Do not waste your time searching for those wasted years. That was always my favorite era of Maiden, somewhere in time for artwork. I love the Wasted Years look. I love that half Eddie face, the shadowed Eddie face. You see the Cyber Eddie. I think this is one of the coolest looking patches on the jacket. I've always thought that, and I'm certain it came from Bob Shipper, probably for my birthday one year. Still got it. Love it. You talk about 50 years of Iron Maiden. Well, I'm a huge fan. And that's my proof. Calgary Zoo obviously came from Calgary, Alberta. I have a lot of stuff on here from Alberta, including this Banff patch. That's a very nice one. So people would just buy me stuff like this, and then eventually I got a jacket. I had a drawer full of patches, a drawer full, and I just started adding them. On the other side, really nice Def Leppard patch. I have another one inside the the Hysteria album with the triangular logo, but this one worked better on the jacket. Beneath that, a Judas Priest button. Don't remember anything about this, but it's the Defenders era. It was probably with my buttons collection that I've shown off on prior shows. But I just decided to add one to this jacket because I loved the Priest and I wanted to represent them. Now here, this is a newer edition. This came later. I originally had Billy Duffy from the Sonic Temple. I had an enamel pin of him that came with the Sonic Temple cassette singles box set. You had to mail away for all the extra stuff, and I mailed away for the Billy Duffy enamel pin, which used to be rocked right here on this pocket where the communicator badge is now. I have put the Billy Duffy pin in with the box set where it should be. It really should be filed with the box set. And I have replaced it with my communicator badge. Beneath that is NASA. Don't know where the NASA came from. And the A10 Warthog. I've always been a fan of the A10 Warthog. I built a model Warthog when I was a kid. The Cobra Rattler is based on the A10 Warthog. The Tank Smasher, it saw a lot of action during Desert Storm. And I've always just been a big fan of that plane. I saw one in person at the 1993, it was London Air Show, and I may make a video. I still have all my photos of that. Continuing with the Air, I have an RCAF, Royal Canadian Air Force patch here that I got at the museum in Ottawa. I remember this wasn't cheap. And, you know, it's kind of worn over the years, but you can see it's quite fancy. Always really liked that one. Kind of wish I'd kept it mint, but, I mean, it's my battle jacket. It's a miracle that it's still here at all. An airborne patch. There's another one on the other sleeve that'll show you. Don't know where I got this stuff. And Calgary City, Calgary Stampede. Obviously, again, from my aunt and family out in Alberta. Over to the final sleeve, Confederate Air Force. I don't really know what that means. Ghost Squadron, but probably a gift from my dad. It's got a B-17 bomber on there, looks like. P-38 Lightning for sure. And another airborne patch. I think my dad probably found these at places and just thought they looked cool, and then eventually I added them to the battle jacket. Now there's one patch that is missing, which I had a Terrell Dinosaur Museum patch that I bought out in Alberta in 1990. I don't know where on the jacket it was. There's no obvious empty space where it was, but I ended up sewing that onto my Beat Goes On hoodie. I had this Beat Goes On hoodie that I loved. It was the most comfortable hoodie ever, and I didn't want to advertise the Beat Goes On anymore for obvious reasons. It didn't work there. They weren't paying me. I'm not going to advertise for you. So I put the Terrell Dinosaur Museum patch over the Beat Goes On logo, and man, did I get a lot of compliments on that. I got, where did you get that Tyrell hoodie? And it's like, I made it. I took a shitty Beat Goes On hoodie, and, well, it wasn't shitty. The hoodie wasn't shitty. It was, the story was shitty, but I put the logo over there, and it looked great. And there's one other thing that's kind of missing, which is a back patch. I just never could commit to a band to put on the back, to dominate the back of this jacket. That's a big commitment, right? And, you know, in high school, Kiss wasn't my favorite band anymore. Def Leppard were actually my favorite band in high school. So, you know, I just went through high school without a back patch. But now, you know, the jacket fits me. I should start wearing it again. I should put a patch on the back. I should think of a band. Well, that's for another day. For now, folks, I just want to thank you for watching this mixtape, this grab bag of grab a stack of rock nuggets and videos and everything else that we've shown you today. Really hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. I enjoyed watching it. So we will see you next time on Grab a Stack of Rock. Harrison is well into his recovery, and we will be back, and we will finish, I swear to God, we will finish 50 Years of Iron Maiden. But for now, we'll see you next week on Grab a Stack of Rock. Take care, like and subscribe. Ciao.
Friday night, we're off to the races. Come and see familiar faces. Uncle Meat, Rob Daniels, Jon Snow. Gimli's here, it's the place to go. Grab a stack of rock with Mike and the Brad, Metal Man. Grab a stack of rock, hold on tight as hard as you can. T-Bone's here, it's time for a party. Come and see, got the comment started. Grab a stack of rock with Mike and the Bad Metal